Morning, bro. How you doing? All right. Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, whenever you are watching. So, this is Homestead, Plant-Based Homestead Prepper. My name is Roderick Chappelle. And for your pleasure today, you guys get to go on the ride with me. So part of being a prepper, part of being all of this is actually making sure you are in good shape. All right? Because if anything happens and you got to get out, or you have to do physical things, you need to make doggone well sure that you have the stamina to do whatever it is that you need to do. Whether that's walk 20 miles a day, or bike out the city, or what. You have to stay in shape. And I feel kind of, I don't even know how to put it, because I hadn't ridden in probably about a week now. I think that's exactly when the last time I rode. It's been a little while. Simply because my wife had to go in for surgery last week. And I think we went out either last Monday or last Tuesday. And that's the last time I've been on any kind of regimen for exercise. So, as we roll, and unfortunately for me, the way the camera is positioned, I am not going to be able to do what I normally do and ride the way I normally ride. It's going to be a short ride anyway. Short little wrist ride. Because I see now, I'm not going to be able to do the video and ride the way I normally ride. All because of the camera angle. I can't change my gears the way I need to. Now, I'm going to tell you one thing about bike riding. We just got into this hobby recently, probably about a month now. And what I have found out, when you're out riding, you see so much that you wouldn't normally see when you don't ride. I'm able to go a whole bunch of places on the bike that I would never go driving. It just is what it is, you know? It's great exercise, however. It is some of the best exercise, and I always feel great after a bike ride. And while we have technology, use some of this technology that we have. For example, I have an Android, so my phone keeps up with a lot of things. Keeps up with my walking, keeps up with the bike riding. Wow. Keeps up with a whole bunch. So, use the technology that we have right now to keep yourself in shape. I'm going a different route today. I'm just riding. Like I said, this is not going to be a long ride. I normally do anywhere between 30, 45 minutes in the morning. And I try to do that every other morning. Haven't been doing it lately because, like I said, wife had surgery, and you know, we just been off track. And that's just life. You know, life sometimes throws you a curveball, and when life does, a lot of the times you just have to kind of go with it, deal with it, until you can do better. You know, we have a saying in our group, to know better is to do better. Do better until you can do better. But in the end, just do better. And that's where I am. I'm just all about trying to do better. And I can tell already that not being on the bike for a week, I'm already kind of winded. Which is crazy because 2 weeks ago, y'all can watch some of my old videos on my old channel. I'm getting it for like 35, 45 minutes. I'm talking about straight. Going much faster and harder than I'm doing now. But I can tell. And I put on some weight. Which is remarkable because it doesn't take a whole bunch for your body to start gaining weight. Doesn't take a whole bunch at all. So, ladies and gentlemen, get out and do something, be active. You don't have to join the gym. You don't have to get a bike. One thing that I like to do, I like to, I shop all the time because of my job. And what I like to do, I like to go to the shopping center. And I like to park in, I don't, put it this way, I don't drive around trying to find a close park. I get a lot of my steps in going back and forth into the store. So that's one thing, it's one small change you can do and it means so much. And when you're walking, pick up the pace. Don't just walk at a regular walking pace. Pick up the pace a little bit and really get it in, get that walking in. Because that walking is so important. Keep that in mind, okay? And we're probably just gonna do maybe a mile this morning. That's probably all I'm good for. Because plus I gotta get home, get showered, and go to work. And I'm getting off to kind of a late start this morning. So plant-based homestead prepping. Why did I pick up the plant-based lifestyle? Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It's much more healthy to eat and live a plant-based lifestyle than it is not to. I used to be your biggest meat eater, fast food junkie of all time. And if that's you, and a couple people I like to watch, one being Pastor Joe Fox. He's what is his channel? Anyway, if you type in Pastor Joe Fox, his YouTube channel will come up. He always talks about, getting in shape and getting ready. Because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, for example, if you're to the point where you physically cannot, walk the track 4 times around, that's a mile. If you physically can't do stuff like that, if you get winded by going up your stairs, or if you hurt by walking to the bathroom, you got a problem. You don't even have a challenge anymore. You have a serious problem, okay? And I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit. And if that is you, I strongly encourage you to get it together, get yourself together, and be encouraged to get yourself together because you can do it. And it doesn't take a whole bunch. It really takes developing some great eating habits. Most of us, our eating is terrible. We eat anything and everything we want. We have the SAD diet, which is the standard American diet. We eat, oh my gosh, just think about all the things I used to eat and how tremendously terrible they are and were for my health and for my body. And if you're the type of person that, because now I don't have to watch what I eat because I've developed a plant-based lifestyle where everything I eat, I can't say everything, 70 to 90% of everything I eat is, of course it's plant-based, but it is raw food, to be honest with you. We eat a ton of raw food. And 7 months ago, I didn't even know what raw food was. I had no idea what raw food meant. And raw food, for those that don't know, because you think, oh my God, raw food, you're eating raw food. Oh, my goodness, because we're thinking, you know, deer and pig and cow and all that. That's what we think when somebody says raw food. But no, raw food is basically just fruits and veggies, nuts and seeds. That's what raw food means. Fruits, veggies, nuts, seeds. And if you can eat an apple, eat 3 or 4 of them, you know, for lunch. If you can. I mean, that's a lot of apples. Bananas, you know, if you can eat 1, eat 4 or 5, and bam, you just replaced a meal. And you're good, you know? So that's what I mean by eating raw. And start getting your body ready now, so that if something happens, you're already ready, and your body is conditioned to be without it. Okay? Because a lot of the times, if and when things happen, we're more reactive than we are proactive. And if that's the case, then sir, ma'am, that's a bad situation. You don't want to be reactive. You want to get to the point where you're proactive. Simply because you're already ready. Best time to get ready is when there's no crisis. Okay? Best time to get ready is when there's no crisis. Because if you're always ready, you don't have to get ready. Make sense? All right. So, homesteading. That is just basically putting your home and taking your home to the place where you're becoming more self-sufficient and self-sustaining. That's all homesteading is. That's all that means. Okay? And part of your homesteading is gardening. And I'm going to do a video. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it today, but it's definitely going to be soon, because I had someone request me how to get started in your garden, in your backyard garden. How to get started. Well, that's simple. How to get started? Buy you some fruit trees. Repot them in some huge tubs. Not even necessarily pots. Pots are great. But if finances are a problem, I'm going to show you guys several ways of doing things that's not going to cost you a whole bunch of money. I promise you that. So, keep that in mind. So you have to stay tuned to the channel. And on this channel, you never know what you're going to see me doing. You know, you may see me doing biking this morning, and you may see me doing harvesting this evening. As a matter of fact, I was out in my garden yesterday eating a whole bunch of raw, organic okra. Okra is really good. I enjoy okra anyway. A lot of people don't like it because they say it's slimy, which is fine. But I was enjoying okra yesterday, just pulling it right off the plant and putting it in my mouth and eating it. Raw okra to me is really good. I enjoy that. So, you know, that's one way that you can do it. Now I'm gonna tell you, tomatoes and okra, those are excellent items to grow. Very hard to not grow them. In other words, it's a very easy thing to grow. And those are two things that you can get started with right there. And they grow in pots, so you don't even have to put them in the ground. But I'm gonna teach you guys how to treat your ground. I'm gonna teach you how to naturally fertilize so that you don't have to go buy a whole bunch of chemicals. And people are always amazed of what I've been able to do in 3 years in my backyard. Because we live in the city, y'all. Now the goal is to one day, eventually, buy 1,000 acres and build on it and have a sustaining homestead that way. But we're not there yet, okay? And it is what it is. We're just not there yet. And I'm looking for some folks that want to partner with us who wouldn't mind chipping in. We're figuring out how we can do it, buying us some land, building on it, and living as a community of, guess what? Plant-based homesteading preppers. All right? So, keep that in mind. So I'm gonna cut this video a little short, and I'm on the down stretch now. I'm just actually doing laps around my block. So I will catch you guys on the next video. Remember, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon. You can also go to my group on Facebook if you're on Facebook at www.fasting, FASTING, weight loss, WEIGHT, LOSS.info. You can do that. And you can join our group. That way we'll teach you how to drop the weight, start eating more of a plant-based diet, get yourself in shape, and start getting ready for your future. So thank y'all so much again. And as always, I love you enough to tell you the truth. Y'all be blessed.